Hi guys, welcome back to our channel Autistic Multiple Life. This channel was created to erase stigma around autism and dissociative identity disorder and other type of neurodiversities, and to speak about a different marginalized experience. Today I want to speak about persecutors alter, but not just persecutors alter, but about introjects persecutors alter. It's a little bit episode about hatred, so I made it near this Dalek, like Daleks from Doctor Who. My wife made this Dalek snowman. It's nice. And I have another little Dalek, so... Okay, what is alter? Alter is personality, person who share the body with others. So, for example, now in conscience, Ayman and Abu Umar. So, two guys controlling the body. Ayman and Abu Umar, the alters. Some alters have history of the body, others not. And introject alter is the alter who share kind of experience with different person. Not in this body person, it could be character from movie, it could be celebrity, it could be a religious figure. For example, someone could have alter that introject from Kardashian or from Gender Kissinger or from Queen of England. It's possible. Or someone could have alter who is introject of Jesus Christ, or alter who is introject of, for example, Magneto from X-Men. For example, we have alter Eric. This alter is more about speaking about anti-Semitic experience, and this alter is introject from Magneto from X-Men. Yes, and what it means to be introject abuser. For example, our system have 3 alters like this. Actually, no, our system, I think, now have 4 alters like this. 2 of them is introject of Ayman's abusive parents, and another introject of toxic image of Jesus Christ that this and mainstream Christian Orthodox Church, Russian Christian Orthodox Church. And one more is kind of dark side of our wife, kind of more aggressive image of our wife. I explained how it works. Started with the last one. Recently we found out that it's very difficult sometimes to us to listen to what our wife actually saying, because we have this kind of girl inside our system, inside our mind, girl alter, who believes that we was not very good partner to our wife, and she want us to suffer in our relationship with our wife, and she want to punish us, and she really believes that she's our wife. She really believes that she's this outside person. She don't understand that she is part of the system. And sometimes I could mix the words of was that my wife said to me something, asked me to do something, or this alter asked me to do something. It's like, for example, today I throw away to the garbage favorite crayon book of our littles, just because I was believing this, that my wife asked me to do it. But of course my wife never asked me to do it, it was just this abusive alter. But I was nervous, I now tired because we moved, and I go in from tablets, antidepressant tablets, it doesn't work for me, so I have this kind of not very good condition, mental condition now, and could sometimes don't recognize it was voice inside or outside, because I don't have enough concentration and it's very painful. So what I want to say, even abusive alter could be introject, a persecutor alter who want to punish could be introject even from nicest, calmest person. Because, for example, our wife, she is really calm and she is very patient, and this introject, it's like aggressive, violent, and don't understand personal boundaries. But just because we feel shame for some of our mistakes in the past, and because all our past relationship, in Ayman's past relationship, was abusive, we feel like we deserve this behaviors toward us, and so this abusive alter could play this as Lena, could play with our mind, could change our memories, could say to do something that a real learner would never ask us to do. And it's really, really difficult. Another one is this kind of introject of Jesus Christ, not even real Jesus Christ from Bible, not Prophet Isa from Islam, but more like mainstream Christian Orthodox images of Jesus Christ. And yes, he's like Dalek. He hates everyone who is not Christian Orthodox. He hates everyone, like exterminate if you don't believe like he believes. It's bad. It's really bad, because when we was praying, not me, but for example, Virba or Ayman in past was praying like Christians. Sometimes we believe that maybe it's really like kind of God, this kind of images inside. Maybe God said us these images and made very stupid decision because of it. And at last, introjects of Ayman's parents, abusive parents. So abuse is stopped. We not communicate with Ayman's parents for almost 2 years. Like we stop communicate with mom. And 3 years, like we don't see our dad, don't communicate our dad, don't hear about our dad. Actually, we still have nightmare about Ayman's father, all of us. Sometimes and about Ayman's mom. Sometimes we hear voice in the crowd in England and kind of have this almost panic attack, because this voice kind of remind us of Ayman's father's voice, and we started to be afraid that Ayman's father may be maybe in Cheska, near us in the line, despite the time and father in St. Petersburg, Russia. Okay, but yeah, we continue to live with this abuse. We continue to live with this feeling like we are really persecuted, like we are a real child who don't have any rights. And with father who sexually harass us, with mother who manipulated us, with parents who don't believe that we are real people, not subhuman. It's difficult, it's painful, it creates many problems, because they could influence our feelings. They could say that we are dirty, small, and crap, and I don't know, garbage, and it's very difficult not to feel garbage in this moment, and small, and not feel like we couldn't do anything, even simple stuff. Why it's happened? Why this situation happened? In my favorite science fiction TV show, it's not Doctor Who. I like Doctor Who, but Doctor Who is not my favorite. My favorite is Babylon 5. In Babylon 5 was the story about nobleman from Centaur, planet Centaur, nobleman London Malari, told the story that he had, like, in the garden near the Emperor Palace. This kind of planets have emperor. In the Emperor Palace, the guard standing every day standing near the empty place. Every day, some guardman came and stay near the empty place. It's nothing in this place. No one knows what this man doing in this place, but because of the bureaucracy, he have this order that men from Emperor Guard need to came to this empty place and stay all day. A nobleman decided to ask someone in Emperor Palace what this man is doing here. No one knew it. Not kind of commander of this guard, not generals, not emperor, no one. So this nobleman tried to find information in archives and found out that somewhere long time ago, there was a princess. This princess died many years ago. It was several generations ago. But when this princess was a little girl, she found a flower, a beautiful flower in the garden. And she gave this order to God, came and guarded this flower so no one would break this flower. And this flower is died many years ago, decades ago. Princess died decades ago. But because of bureaucracy, this God, some God, new God, continue to claim this kind of obligation, came from one God to another. And every day, God, some some officers, some men came and continued to guard, continued to kind of protecting this non-existent flower, this empty place. This is how persecutors alter really worked. Persecutors introjects alter. You see, when Ayman was a little child, real little child, and living with father who, I don't know, who could make very rude comments about Ayman's masturbation, who could decided to lay out near Ayman when Ayman was 10 years old in the same bed, not with Ayman's mom. The father who behaved completely unpredictable way, who one day almost broke Ayman's arm and could throw Ayman's stuff around, and mom who said that one day when Ayman was little and said that Ayman said that she wanted a doll, and Ayman's mom bought Ayman a new pair of new clothes and said that Ayman is a grateful bitch because Ayman not happy about it. So when Ayman was living with his parents, it was awful to feel that you couldn't control anything. You couldn't control the situation, so Ayman was thinking that maybe if I was good, maybe if I would do anything that my parents want, they would leave me alone. How to understand people, neurotypical people when you're autistic child, how to understand abuser that you don't have this kind of abuser type of thinking, how to understand adults with completely different culture. You couldn't understand them. But this feeling that you need to understand them to survive, creating this kind of introjected side. So this Ayman's parents introjects was kind of protector. They protecting Ayman from real parents. How kind of, if these parents people would tell you what to do, you would kind of hear and behave like your parents want, and your parents would leave you alone. Your parents would leave you safe. Actually, also these parents was kind of got Ayman from run away. Like they continue to tell Ayman about good moments in family lives, moments when real Ayman's parents behave in a nice way. They continue to repeat Ayman that Ayman is garbage, Ayman is nobody without their biological family, so Ayman wouldn't run away. It was protection when Ayman was 10 years old, because you understand 10 years old child on the street couldn't survive properly in a country like Ukraine. But years passed, and these introject alters, they exist. They really believe that they are Ayman's parents. They couldn't go anyway. They exist, they have their personalities. This alter, they're human. This introject alters, they exist inside. And they continue exist. And they continue make this work kind of protecting Ayman from Ayman's parents, don't fully understand it. They believe that they are Ayman's parents. I just explained how psychic work, why this alters appeared. But they continue to make this work kind of made Ayman a good part of Ayman's family, but Ayman don't want to see this family anymore and could not see them anymore. So they just created mess in Ayman's life, in our life, in life of other alters, just because many years ago it was protecting mechanism. And the same about this kind of, like I said, darling Jesus, about this Zeus altar. I call him Zeus. Many years ago, when Ayman was a Christian Orthodox, Ayman was afraid of going to hell. Ayman was believed that they're not good enough because they're transgender, because in teenage they understand that they're like women, because they couldn't be a proper woman, they couldn't be a proper Russian, and Christian Orthodox Church is really nationalistic, and they couldn't not stop thinking with images in the church. They behave like an autistic person, and so on and so forth. So they're sinful, they're broken, they're mistake, and they need this kind of feeling that God with you, and that you have kind of redemption. The God, if you made something wrong, the God would kind of punish you here and there and now, so you wouldn't go to hell, you wouldn't suffer for eternity. And this altar who believes that he's Jesus Christ and punish Ayman and want to punish all of us, he was kind of protecting Ayman from this feeling that you are doomed for an eternity. You are don't have not future and no any future, not only in this world, but you don't have any future out, just never. You would suffer eternity. This Psalter was protecting Ayman actually from this feeling that Ayman family and Christian Orthodox Church created. The same actually with this kind of other wife, drag, yeah, drag image of my real wife, Ayman's real wife. This Psalter actually is protected too, because when you have all your experience with other people was abusive, you're waiting that your new partner, your new friend would abuse you, especially if you made mistakes, especially if you feel ashamed. And so this person inside appeared who really behave in an abusive way, and you feel more like everything fine. I shouldn't wait for abuse anymore because this abuse has happened now. I shouldn't feel like I would pay for my mistake because I'm paying now. It's I don't know, when your psychic was people broke your psychic for many years and made you believe that suffering is normal for people like you because you're not good enough, you deserve only to suffer. If you would suffer, you wouldn't go to hell. If you would suffer, maybe people would like you because you're suffering. At least they would feel pity for you because you don't deserve anything better than pity. This kind of abusive introject of not abusive person, abusive introject of good person, like subconscious could think that is good way, because subconscious is kind of try to found this abuse. This is the reason why, for example, even many singles from abusive family, they found abusive partners. They found this kind of Dalek partners who yell exterminate when you behave not like in this culture people believe you need to behave, when you don't listen to them. But we found a good partner, we found a good life actually, but we just couldn't enjoy it because of all our past. And our subconscious was very wise. They created all this protective mechanism. The problem is that we don't need this protective mechanism anymore, and we don't need this alter to behave in an abusive way anymore. We don't need this introjects to believe that they actually abusive people and need to abuse us, and I don't know. But it's very difficult to live with abusive introject inside. But I don't think that it's really rare situation, because one of the first stuff actually that we found about did, that many times people have introjects, system have introjects of their abuses inside the system. This introjects could try to kill the body. This introjects could try to bring body back to a person back to abuser. Believing that they're protecting, believing that this kind of abuser is good person. So I don't know what to do with this situation, and if you have this problem in your system, I would be really glad to hear you. And I think if many more systems would speak about their experience, we would feel that we are not alone, all of us that have abusive culture inside. But until now, just thank you so much for your attention. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to make it more visible. See you next time. Bye.